I was born in Glenwood Springs, Colorado in 1948.
Great, I was born in the beautiful island of Jamaica, West Indies.
I was born about 4 or 5 hours north of here, about an hour north of Salt Lake in North Ogden, and spent a lot of time there through my childhood, but ended up on a lot of vacations here in Moab.
I lived in San Diego until I was about 10 years old and moved to Moab when I was 10. Actually to Castle Valley.
I'm from Long Island,
Okay.
New York.
So what brought you to Moab?
This restaurant.
I actually moved to Castle Valley from New York in 2012, and I worked at Daystar Adventist Academy. And so in 2015, we made a transition to Moab, and we've been here since.
This happens to a lot of people. I looked at one picture and I said, that's my ancestral home. I don't know why I said that or what it really meant, but so I saved up enough money and came out here in January of 2000.
I had lived in cities all of my adult life. I was a professional dancer, and I retired in 2004, and I wanted to get paid to sleep under the stars and work with at-risk youth.
Lived on a farm outside of Silt until I was 9. Moved to Rifle, Colorado until I was 15, and then moved to Moab because my dad got a job here in Moab. And I've been here, graduated here, moved to Hollywood, California in '66 and '67, came back, went into the service, and then I've been here ever since.
I grew up in Massachusetts, just north of Boston in a little town called Marblehead. And then I went to college in California because I wanted to see a different part of the country. And lived there for 6 years. And then I kind of by chance came to Moab on vacation.
I moved out here on a whim. I guess my rent was up, I just finished school, and then me and my fiance were trying to figure out where we were going to move. We were having a baby, and her parents were retiring. They had planned on buying this restaurant anyway, and they had offered if I wanted to come out here and help run it. And I guess what really sold me was the idea of having something to make my own other than someone else's, and I get to play golf all the time.
I had recently graduated from my undergrad degree, and I was looking for an opportunity to move somewhere that I had never thought of living, and I had never thought of living in Utah. So I very sporadically decided to uproot myself and came here as an AmeriCorps VISTA volunteer. When I first came here working as a VISTA, the government stipend that you're given bases you off of the poverty level in the community, which was very interesting because it still came out to less than minimum wage per hour, although you don't necessarily come out on top working in the nonprofit sector. It still feels like a lot more compensation than when I was doing that.
When uranium went bust, my brother was an engineer, my dad was purchasing agent for Atlas Minerals, and I was a pilot for a uranium company, and we all lost our jobs. So we decided to, I talked him into opening a bicycle shop in 1983. And we decided to do that until we figured out what we were going to do with the rest of our life. So far we still haven't figured anything out. So that brought a lot of people traveling cross country through here because there was a bike shop here and they could get parts or whatever they needed. Rob, my brother, and I and Mr. John Roos started Rim Tours back in about '86. And then we started the Fat Tire Festival in '86. And it started out slow, but it ended up bringing in thousands of people.
That vacation I first took was specifically to come here to go mountain biking. It was during the Fat Tire Festival back in 1989. Then when I came back again the next year, I had gotten to know, people in the bike industry, and I was offered a job as a guide, and it was a very short-term offer, with no promises of any work beyond a month. And my life was kind of in transition anyway, so I was like, oh, I'll do this and then I'll move on to the next thing. But it turned into a longer job, and then one thing led to another, and I had the opportunity to, you know, stay on longer, and then also to buy into the company and take over the management with my present partner, Matt Hubbard.
My story is a Moab story. You know, I started working at this energy company because I was ready to have a 9-to-5 daytime job with evenings and weekends to spend with my son, who is, you know, coming into school age.
So what did you do before?
I worked for Texas Riverways.
Besides working at, you know, in the background you see at the Moab Recreation Aquatic Center, I'm a custodian and an administrative assistant. I'm also a photographer for the Moab Sun News and the Moab Area Real Estate Magazine. And also I love entrepreneurship. My mind just generates ideas, and I've learned to, like, step by step attack those ideas or create those things. Never turn down a job because you think it's too small. You don't know where it can lead. And it's simple, like, you know, custodian is one of the things that some people don't want to do because, like, oh, I don't want to be known as a custodian. I could care less. So I look at being a custodian there as, like, I look at it as I'm being the CEO of the company, and I want to make sure it's a top tip shape there. And when it's like that, you know, the company does better.
If I could find someone just to sponsor my wife and I while we mountain biked, you know, or while we kayaked or rafted, or, you know, so if there's anyone out there who wants to sponsor us, let's just make it happen. No, you know, I really love what I do. I don't think I would change anything else. It is a difficult job, but it really pays off when you can see the people that you can help and the community you're going to serve. It really pays off. My name is Brendan.
My name is Maurice Damian Miller.
My name is Sarah.
My name is Kirsten.
My name is Tess Barger, and this is my Moab story.
My name is Kristen Johnson, and this is my Moab story.
My name is Austin, and this is my Moab story.
My name is Thatcher, and this is my Moab story.
My name is Bill Groff, and what else did you want me to say? I'm from Moab. I've been here a long time. I'll die here.